Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back to the Let's Create SMP. And yes, it is finally time to reveal the Quarry. We have finally finished it, built all the parts, made sure that everything works, and we started it last night, and it seems to be working. But I don't know if Boyen, because I think Boyen was supposed to stay logged in during the night and AFK this and let it run, and I didn't see him. It's morning now. I don't see him, and I think we only loaded how many? Yeah, we only loaded 4 bulker boxes. We did a few, like, this is what we loaded during testing, so that's why it seems that a lot of the world is missing, because it is, we did many layers. Half of this was probably lost in various bugs, but I think we have figured out all the bugs. But Boyan was supposed to be AFK. I think he was, like, somewhere inside the wall here, maybe in here, and he isn't. So I don't know if he logged off deliberately or he crashed or what happened. But we haven't seemed to run this machine for very long during the night, because this is the same progress that I left it yesterday, pretty much. So what's going on here? We have a very long chassis with drills underneath and barrels on top. So we fill up the barrels with 2 layers of, well, of the Nether. It's usually Netherrack, but some soul sand, some soul soil and stuff like that. As you can see, sometimes it goes very fast, and those are the rows that are on the Netherrack. But as soon as it starts digging, like, things like gold there, we can see that gold there, it's probably gonna slow down on that. Or any quartz or ancient debris for that matter. Ancient debris is really slow. Then the machine, of course, slows down. Every 2 blocks that the machine moves, it powers, with this redstone contact, it powers this redstone contact, and that makes the engine stop for just a couple of ticks. And we do that because we want the whole bar here of drills and the chassis to materialize. A moving contraption is an entity, so it doesn't really interact with lava, but the momentary stop it does is enough for it to become real blocks, and those blocks overwrite lava. So that removes the lava, and that's why our perimeter is gonna be pretty clean. The walls are gonna have issues where we need to remove lava manually. I have so hard time seeing this. We are trying to keep walls here because otherwise we get shot by ghasts all the time, and the machine doesn't like getting shot. But as you can see, the machine has now stopped, and this portable storage interface has connected. So let's look at what's going on here. And this is, I think, generation 4 or 5 of the loot storage system. We're using the same bulker boxes that I showed you in the previous episode that we were making manually, or semi-manually. But how we fill the boxes is evolved many times. So right now we are having the loot move on the conveyor belts here. That gets picked up by these funnels, which spit them out at a very specific speed of all the conveyor belts. This was very hard to figure out. Shady and the Boyan figured it out. And when it finally overflows, because the barrels below were full, the loot goes here. It gets detected by that thing here, which is a content observer, which is looking at the conveyor belt. And if it sees anything, it breaks the bulker box and loads up a new one. And now we're loading a new one. And we can see in a minute what happens to the bulker box, but it's relatively simple. It just goes here, and this deployer arm pokes it and breaks it. We don't need any minecart assembler or anything like that. This is completely enough. It has a bug though. We are leaking some loot every time we're breaking a bulker box, and I don't know why. We haven't been able to figure it out. It doesn't happen in creative, it just happens here, and we can't really figure it out. And yeah, we are emptying this thing through the portable storage interface at double speed, because we can have 2 funnels spitting things out. And this is a pretty unusual way of handling loot. The way you're supposed to do this, because, right, we're getting a lot of loot here on a conveyor belt, and then we're splitting it into 5 belts. The correct create way to do this would be to have tunnels. Because tunnels can split loot in round robin fashion among other conveyor belts. Unfortunately, tunnels are slow. Actually, a 5 tunnel set that we had here was slower than one funnel spitting the loot out. And that completely broke down because we had so much loot coming out here, it was despawning. So this is the best way we have figured out how to divide the loot evenly. Okay, and now we should be able to see the bulker box breaking any second now. There we go. It happens really fast because otherwise more loot would spill. We still have a problem with loot spilling, and there we can see the deployer arm poke. And yeah, like I said, we still have this stupid netherrack here that I don't understand, nobody understands. And this netherrack, by the way, yeah, it says deployer item overflow. And that netherrack is preventing the deployer arm from spitting out the bulker box into the storage system. So this needs to be handled manually. There. And now there is no deployer arm overload anymore. Something weird is going on with that netherrack that is spilling here, and we just cannot figure it out. So it might be that we have to watch all the... how many? All these 140 bulker boxes. We have to watch them manually, and every time we need to clean up. I added this chute to try to fix the problem, but that doesn't seem to help. So maybe that's why Boyan didn't stay overnight, because he knew that this would happen. So we have one last bug, but the quarry is running, and we're gonna keep it running until it finishes here, I guess. And we'll see that it's gonna connect to the loot storage system again in a second. And that's because it just did this little bit here, then it lowered down and came back. It's unloading very little. All the loot in the bulker boxes gets mixed up. We are not doing anything intelligent about separating or filtering at this stage. That might have been a mistake, but probably not. We're just mixing everything up. The only thing that we're filtering out separately is ancient debris. And yeah, there isn't that much ancient debris at the top here, and I think people have been removing stuff from here. Weird. I don't know who stole all the ancient debris. I have no idea. I only took those 7. I've no idea where the rest went, and I want 8. I think the last calculation was that it's gonna take about 40 hours, so it's slower than a world eater, but of course it's faster than a vanilla quarry, because this is giving us all the blocks. And yes, we do actually want the netherrack, because in create, netherrack can be used to make gunpowder, it can be used to make redstone, and I think glowstone, or there was a third thing that you can make from it, but most important is the redstone and the gunpowder. So that's why we want to save all the netherrack. I'm gonna try to extract something useful from the design videos that I recorded, because we had many sessions that I recorded us designing this, but there is a bit of a problem. And the problem is that it's 13 hours. And it's 13 hours mostly of bad jokes and us messing with each other, and me digging holes under Boyan when he is AFK. And somehow I have to extract something useful from that, because it's probably 1 hour of messing around with 1 minute of good ideas. I'll try, but I can't promise that it will be in any way coherent, or if I will succeed. And by the way, for those who are new to my videos, I record my intros at, well, usually at the beginning. It's impossible in this case to have done it at the beginning because the sessions happened before, but I don't do like some other people and record my intros at the end of the video when I already know what has happened. So I'm telling you right now that I'm gonna try to extract something useful from the 13 hours of the live sessions that we had, but there is a big risk that there will be 5 seconds or nothing. I don't know. We'll see. I'm keeping this bit in because I want to be honest. Sometimes we mess up, and that's how it works. But I'm gonna try to find something useful.
Yeah? Where is he? Is he hiding?
Oh yeah, he is hiding.
Has he hidden himself? Well, to be fair, he's AFKs. I mean,
Where is he? Oh.
have you found potential for
Oh yeah. Oh
Misery.
yeah. Dude, there's
Shenanigans.
just so much. Oh, I
don't
was
know
gonna
what
go for
Misery
that
meant to us.
levels. Let's see. Is there anything we can do? We should have have another idea, but even now he's on that block, which is sad.
Can you put them in a? No, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Let's just do this.
I was thinking about like moving mobs, and I was like, you can't put a player in a minecart without them clicking on it.
Let's just go ahead and pop him in there. This will confuse him for at least a couple minutes.
Have you done an obsidian box?
There
Have
you
you done
go,
an obsidian
perfect.
box?
Maybe a little bit more confusing than that even. Jump on top of this one up here. There you go. There you go. But don't move when you jump on the thing. Just fall, almost.
What? I love that there's the jump in it.
Look who's confused.
Ow.
Did you make me deeper?
Yes,
back.
success.
Cool.
Did you move me deeper? Oh yeah, baby. Much deeper.
Deeper than you know.
Where did he go?
Wait, everyone crouch to make it hard for him.
Found my way out.
And here we can see the machine actually reaching the end. I wanted to try to catch it, and by the way, there is some lava from the wall there that we will not clear. That will have to be cleared manually, but yeah, okay, let's see. Doink! The machine reached the end, and it's now lowering down. It's not particularly exciting. We just extend this rope pulley, and it starts moving back. And that's it. That's all the mechanism. Well, there is so much more to it. One thing that this machine needs to do is to stop this gantry shaft from spinning every time it needs to stop and materialize. So like I said, we can, for example, see the lava here being removed. Oh, we just generated new lava there, I guess. But we're gonna see this lava being removed. Oops, if I can get a good angle on it, because there, the machine now materialized on top of that lava, as you can see, is disappearing. It's a bad example because we got another lava source under here. Oh no, we didn't. No, that was just that lava spilling. And yeah, this is what we're doing to all the lava sources. It's kind of dangerous to look at this from here because the ghasts can see us, and when they shoot here, they hit this thing and there is redstone dust all over these things. And that redstone dust gets destroyed in this glass too. So it's a bit dangerous here, but we can manage. Every time these redstone contacts touch, so this redstone contact touches any of these redstone contacts, right? Then we need to stop the machine for a tick. And initially, we had a very simple mechanism in creative, which is using redstone links. So the redstone links are the wireless redstone. That Gust can almost see me. Can I shoot him? Yes, I could. It should be simple. We just put redstone links all over here and just send the signal to the beginning and we're done. Unfortunately, wireless redstone has limited range. It's only 128 blocks, but we thought, well, we can just set up repeating stations like this. So this is receiving the signal from whatever link is at the end there. That's the link that tells the machine that it has reached the end of the perimeter. Then just sends the signal forward with a different encoding or different frequency. And the same thing here. Here we have a receiver that receives stake redstone and then sends stake ender pearl. Well, unfortunately, that isn't that simple. We couldn't do it for these, partially because of the delay and partially because it is buggy. There is just some bugs with wireless redstone when you're repeating signals like this. So instead we invented, well, not wireless, but wireful long-distance redstone, and it is this gantry shaft. So you can power a gantry shaft with very short redstone pulses. At the end there, we have an observer. It's all 320 blocks long, or however long this is. And all of this powers all the way. And at the end there, we have an observer looking at this. And this gives us reliable timing on the signal from the redstone contacts making contact that allows us to stop this gantry shaft. It is that observer. That observer looks at this gantry shaft and powers this clutch. We can probably see it. It's very hard to see this. Oh no, it's digging something now. Oh, blink. Oh, it's so hard to catch it. And blink. We don't even see the clutch powering. It's happening so fast. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you don't. But yeah, and that little blink is the machine stopping, materializing, and then starting moving again. That's all that is required for this. And this took many, many iterations and attempts to get as simple as this.
Okay, and then
Don't be a smarter. But I've been explaining to you for like 20 minutes, and every time
Hey,
you're like,
I'm
"Okay,
new
I
to
get
this,
it."
alright? I haven't even made a proper sorting system properly yet, alright? Give me a break. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Soul
I'm
Sun,
giving
Soul
you a
Sun.
break. I am giving. I don't mind.
And this is a receiver, right?
This is a sender, but yeah.
Okay. You know what?
No, I'm not shaming you. I'm shaming. I'm not shaming you for
Borkon,
being
in listening
new.
that he's shaming me?
Wait. I'm not
No.
shaming you. I am shaming you, but not for being new, but for not
Not
letting
being
me finish my
100%.
explanation before you cut me off and then say you get it while you don't.
Sounds like shame. Okay, go on.
Alright, so this
So
is
that
good.
shouldn't be like that. So we should have this as redstone, right? 'Cause
No,
we don't
this is
want
good.
the
This
same
is good.
signal.
This is good.
Okay.
The-
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, because yeah.
So we can just mix up
I
the
hate
same
this.
items.
Like, just every time Borkon says a sentence, you get it immediately. And when I said the same sentence,
Yeah, because he's
30
speaking
minutes.
proper English.
No, because you're letting him
you-
finish his sentence.
Iris.
And like I mentioned before, we do send some signals all the way here with wireless redstone like this. So this one starts with steak and never quartz ore. And yes, our conversations during the live sessions were lots of steak and the pearl, steak redstone, steak never quartz ore, and trying to figure these things out. And here we receive steak and never quartz ore, and then we send the signal to steak netherrack and steak redstone. Yeah, steak redstone, steak netherrack, steak never quartz ore, steak and the pearl. And now this steak redstone gets received at the other end, but on the machine we have a receiver for steak netherrack. And you would imagine that if we have steak redstone ore and the next amplifier, or whatever we want to call this arrangements of redstone link, that the next amplifier could also be sending steak netherrack. Nope. Either this is a bug in the create mod or just the way it's implemented kind of weirdly. If we do another steak netherrack at the other end, since this little signal here has a certain amount of delay, it never turns on or off. It basically just gets stuck in one state and goes weird. So the next one that is receiving steak and redstone, we have it here. It receives steak and redstone, and it sends, instead of sending steak netherrack, it's sending steak and the pearl. And on the machine, we have receivers for both signals. It's weird, but there are just some very strange behaviors or even possibly bugs with how redstone links work. And this is another reason why we're actually having the gantry shaft for sending the signal long distance here. So the redstone link just below here, the one over right here, is the steak and the pearl, and the steak netherrack should be here. Yeah, that's the steak netherrack, and it's powering the same clutch on both of them. Yes, it's very strange, but I don't blame the create mod for being buggy. It also makes it a little bit interesting to try to work around all these bugs. So the machine is coming up to unload again. Let me just check how many ancient debris. We have 11 ancient debris still. I want to see how much we got after this one layer, because I suspect it's not going to be that much. We're going to start seeing the large amount of ancient debris when we get much, much lower in the world. At the upper layers, there were quite a few ancient debris, but I suspect that is because there was just so much netherrack. There was maybe 3 per layer at the top here. And I think that is because there is just so much netherrack that the ancient debris had anywhere to generate. And now we're seeing, well, much fewer blocks on layers because we have these huge gaps in there. And I think that will definitely reduce the number of ancient debris. Maybe there will be just 1 or 2 or even 0. And of course, the reason why we're making this perimeter here is partially because there is a decent mixture of biomes here in case we want to do something interesting. There is Never Waste, there is a Soul Sand Valley, and there is also a Crimson Forest, which you can see here by those vines growing down, that were never removed by the machine, which is kind of weird, but I guess it's fine. But the reason why we're building it here is over there. That's the fortress. We're going to remove the entire fortress and build a Wither skeleton farm in there. Yes, I know, we know that it's not gonna affect spawning that much because we have still the bedrock ceiling over us. We haven't figured out any creative way of removing bedrock. We're probably gonna try to find something in the next few weeks because it would be fun to have a Wither skeleton farm without any bedrock roof. But this far, everything we tried doesn't work. So, well, we'll try other things, but maybe there isn't a creative way of removing bedrock. And we're not gonna do it the vanilla way. Probably not. No, it would be too much work. Oh, and I was supposed to check how much ancient debris we got. 1. Yeah. The upper layers here are not gonna be very productive when it comes to ancient debris. But yeah, unloading, moving 2 more layers, unloading. That's what we're gonna do for the next, I think, 40 hours, because that's how slow this thing is. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit faster. I'm actually seeing that with this many air gaps, it's actually some of the blocks are moving real fast. But the unloading as well is taking quite a bit. Of course, fewer blocks, less unloading. We'll see. 40 hours is the conservative estimate. Maybe it's gonna be faster than that. Maybe it's gonna be done in a day or 2. So I'm testing a new solution to the problem of the items getting the deployer arm stuck, and I think I figured it out. Maybe it's not a clean solution, because the actual solution is to just not drop the items. And, well, we still don't understand why the items drop. But basically, the bulker box will be under these bits of netherrack, and the loot was on top of the bulker box. And yeah, but just having this block, or actually this block is probably enough, but having this block too, sticking out on top of the rail, it will just make the loot get stuck here, fall down, and it seems to work. It has worked twice. I'm going to see if it works next time too, and then I will declare the problem solved. It's not a clean solution, and we are losing like useful things. Like I got a stack of nether quartz the last time a box broke here, that I think that at least allows the machine to run AFK while leaking some loot. It's not that much, but still. And I think, by the way, I threw my steak onto the conveyor belts, and one of the bulker boxes will contain steak, because I'm missing steak. I found this. This was the last steak I had in my ender chest. Right. Now we're breaking it. Yeah, that seemed to push the block forward. And what I don't want to see is any netherrack or garbage here, because it's only garbage that is in front of the deployer arm that breaks it. And I'm not seeing any message about the deployer arm. Oh, no, yeah, it says overflow, and it doesn't. Okay. I think it said overflow before this thing sucked the items. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but that seems to have solved it. Yeah. And now the deployer is moving correctly. I'm actually not going to pick up this netherrack and this soul sand until the next bulker box comes in, just so that I can see that it has worked correctly. But I think we're fine. I think we're finally good. This is looking pretty neat. And yes, Boyan is now stealing the ancient debris that we just saw. Oh, yeah, keep it in the video. He actually knows that I'm recording, so he just pushed a zombified piglin in my face. Just when I was recording what I'm about to say, which was, well, I was supposed to act surprised. I can no longer act surprised because this is the second take. Nope, not yet. Come on, stupid ghast. Good. Now the ghast won't disturb us. I was just saying that this is actually looking pretty neat. I had to up my render distance a little bit, and I still don't see the other end of this, but yeah, the view here, except the missing chunks there, is pretty spectacular. Soon we're gonna be able to see the whole fortress. But in other news, I solved the problem with the spelling loot. I finally figured it out. And it was... So Boyen invented a neat method for making sure that the chutes that are loading... These chutes here, that are loading the bulker boxes, that they don't spill any loot. Because when we are breaking the bulker box, there is a few ticks when there is nothing here, and chutes are, well, kind of dumb. And they spit out loot even if there is nothing below them. There is a way to solve it, but we didn't want to bother with that because that made the whole machine even more annoying to build. So the solution is that all the chutes are connected to this chassis here, and this chassis is on top of a minecart contraption. The moment the bulker box gets broken, which would be when the chutes would be spilling loot on top of, well, on top of the recently broken bulker box, this minecart assembler or minecart contraption assembler, whatever it's called, gets activated. So this chassis and all the chutes become an entity, so they stop working. And that way we prevent the chutes from spilling loot. Well, that was the theory. We kind of forgot a thing, or we did it differently in creative, because in creative I'm pretty sure... How do I get down here? I think I can... there, and yeah, let's jump up here. Whee! We can fly on the conveyor belts. And yes, this is a mechanic that we'll probably use for fun in the future, because you can do something like this. Go down here, jump up on this, and whee! Anyway, what I was saying is that the bulker box doesn't have any barrel in the middle. So in the middle, we don't have a chute. In the past, like you can see that there is netherrack there. There was nothing there. So the chutes on these rows, so this row, and this row, and this row, they're all in line, so they are connected to this chassis. But in the middle here, right here, we used to have air. So these two chutes weren't connected to the chassis, and that was the problem. It took 3 of us 3 days to figure out that this was the problem. And yeah, that was the problem all along. So now that is solved. But we also had another problem just a few minutes ago, or half an hour ago. And that is that, well, the bulker boxes are a little bit bulky. And the way the create mode is storing the inventory, or maybe this is the standard way for Minecraft to store inventories, is kind of expensive. So remember how there were double chests here? There are now single chests here. And the reason for this is, well, I added this sign. Achtung! Double chests verboten, or chunk ban. Yes, I got chunk banned when I tried to put too many of the minecart contraptions into one double chest. And that's because Minecraft was trying to send me the contents of the double chests in one packet, and that packet got too big. I think that's how it works. Now we can fill a single chest with minecart contraptions without it going bad. Although I think if this were books or something that contained more like more heavy items, we would probably be able to crash the server completely. But yeah, we almost have this is what, 49 bulker boxes filled. Wait, why is it only 49? It filled a few more. Oh, because of this. Yes. We have 51 bulker boxes filled. It's looking good. Yeah, I don't like how little ancient debris we're getting, but, well, we'll have to live with that. There will be more. The estimate is that we should get around 300 ancient debris from this entire perimeter. I don't know if the math checks out, but, well, we'll know at the end how much ancient debris we got. And there we see a wild Boyan in his natural habitat. I think he's chasing after gold to barter with piglins because he's been trying to get the Soul Speed free book for I think an hour now. But been unlucky. Trying to do it manually. We probably need a barter setup in this world as well. Although I was thinking that maybe we won't need it, but maybe just for soul speed books it doesn't matter and can be done manually. Anyway, as you can see, this has been progressing even better now. I think we're around level 40, so it's not that much left. But I am probably out of time for recording, so this is the level we're gonna leave it at. But as the last thing for today, I am going to do a thing. I've been here AFK most of the day. Actually, not AFK, just watching and making sure everything went good. And most of the things went pretty okay, but there was one bug. And the bug happened when the machine reached the end, about that area. And there was, you can even see the strange pattern of magma and a little bit of blackstone. And there was a ruined portal there, and there was obsidian and crying obsidian. And that is fine. The machine can break obsidian and crying obsidian. Drills don't have too many problems with that. The problem was we do have issues breaking harder blocks, so like obsidian, crying obsidian, or ancient debris as the exact last row of blocks. It's very hard to fix, and it's so unlikely to happen that we didn't fix it. And, well, yeah, we were unlucky and we got obsidian and crying obsidian there. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna steal all the ancient debris, but I'm gonna steal most of it, and we need to fix this look to look even better. Although I don't know if the glasses are gonna be as sexy with Netherrack as they are on Diamond. Only one way to find out. And bling bling. There was actually lots of XP for smelting netherite. I didn't know that. How do I make netherite ingots? Like that. And, well, let's just start with the chest, because why not? It doesn't matter. Okay, now I have to do all of it, because that was actually looking silly. I don't know if I can upgrade my helmet with the goggles. I don't know if the mod is compatible with that. I can't. Oh no, I have to then make a different helmet. Doesn't matter. Let's just do all the important bits. This is the most important bit. And unfortunately, I still have the old hat. I will have to do a lot more magic to fix the hat. You can catch a lot of us streaming during the weekend, or maybe even tonight when the video comes out. I don't think the schedule is set yet, so I don't know when exactly the big session of streaming will happen. But it will either happen tonight or sometime this weekend. If you want the announcement of the streams and such, there is a public Discord that we have opened up. Like the Discord where we do all our internal planning is also open to the public. And there are, of course, links to the streams and the Discord in the description. But that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. And that was a silly sale. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a good hole in your nether. Bye.